The day humanity made its entrance into the Galactic Council was destined to become a historical milestone. The Council, an assembly of civilizations from across the stars, dedicated to fostering peace and collaboration, had seen many species join its ranks. Yet none had stirred as much curiosity and skepticism as the humans from Earth. The Earth's representatives arrived aboard the Odyssey, a spacecraft that, while technologically modest compared to the marvels docked around the Council's massive star station, carried the hopes and ambitions of humanity. Their mission was clear: to introduce humanity as a member of the galactic community and to seek alliances among the stars. As the humans disembarked, a murmur ran through the assembly. Representatives of species, some of which had traversed the stars when humanity was still mastering fire, observed these newcomers with a mixture of interest and caution. The humans, for their part, appeared undaunted by the sea of alien faces, their demeanor calm, their eyes alight with the thrill of the unknown. The first sessions of the Council with humanity in attendance were filled with routine matters, treaties, trade agreements, and the sharing of knowledge. Yet the Earth's envoys listened intently, absorbing every word, every gesture that spoke of the vast diversity and richness of galactic culture. It was during a recess in the vast gardens that sprawled beneath the domed sky of the Council station that the moment which would define humanity's arrival occurred. The gardens, a marvel of bioengineering, hosted flora and fauna from countless worlds, including a specimen known across the galaxy for its lethality, the Zarnok beast. The Zarnok, a creature of nightmares, was kept in the gardens as a symbol of the Council's ability to tame even the most ferocious of nature's creations. It was a creature that no sane being would approach, its tentacles capable of rending metal, its hide impervious to energy weapons. Yet as the delegates and representatives watched in stunned silence, a human, later identified as Dr. Elena Marquez, approached the beast's enclosure. The Zarnok stirred, its tentacles unfurling with a swiftness that suggested an imminent attack. Guards moved to intervene, but stopped as the scene unfolded. Dr. Marquez did not exhibit fear. Instead, she extended her hand towards the beast, her movements calm, deliberate. The Zarnok, instead of attacking, paused, its tentacles wavering in the air. Then, in a moment that would become legendary, the creature gently wrapped a tentacle around her arm, allowing her to pet its head. The garden fell silent, the only sound the soft cooing of the pacified beast. This act, simple yet profound, shattered the preconceptions many had about humans. Here was a member of a fledgling civilization, showing compassion and understanding towards a creature that even the most advanced species treated with caution. It was a clear display of the unique blend of bravery and empathy that humanity possessed, traits that, until that moment, had been unseen in the Galactic Council. The incident spread rapidly, becoming the subject of discussions, debates, and analyses. Scholars pondered the implications of humanity's daring. Diplomats reassessed their strategies, and countless individuals across the galaxy watched the footage, captivated by the audacity and kindness of a single human. Humanity had not only announced its presence to the galaxy, it had done so in a manner that challenged the very principles of what it meant to be a part of the Galactic Council. The humans had arrived, not as warriors or conquerors, but as beings capable of crossing the boundaries of fear and prejudice with a gesture of peace. This moment marked the beginning of a new chapter in galactic history, a chapter where humanity would play a central role. The path ahead was uncertain, fraught with challenges and dangers, but for the first time, the species of the galaxy looked towards humans with a new sense of wonder and possibility. The Council would never be the same, and neither would the vast, starry tapestry of civilizations that it represented. The act of petting the Zarnok beast, as performed by Dr. Elena Marquez, rippled through the corridors of power and the quiet corners of the Galactic Council's sprawling space station, transforming humanity from a mere curiosity into a subject of intense study and intrigue. The footage of the encounter, now viral within the galactic networks, painted humans not just as bold, but as possessors of an almost mystical rapport with the natural world. In the weeks following the incident, Earth's delegation became the focus of an unprecedented diplomatic and scholarly frenzy. Emissaries from civilizations that had once eyed humanity with indifference or mild curiosity now sought them out, eager to understand the principles and values that guided this new species. This shift was not merely academic. It had tangible implications for Earth's place in the cosmic order. Delegates from the Tavari Confederacy, a civilization known for its advanced bioengineering and pacifist philosophy, were among the first to extend an invitation to the humans. They proposed a cultural exchange aiming to explore the depths of human empathy and its potential applications in galactic diplomacy and interspecies relations. Simultaneously, scholars from the Archive of Xanthi, a vast repository of knowledge managed by the oldest known civilization in the galaxy, requested permission to study human history, art, and philosophy. They were particularly interested in understanding the evolutionary and cultural factors that had shaped humanity's unique blend of courage, compassion, and curiosity. As Earth's representatives navigated this flurry of attention, they did so with a keen awareness of the opportunity it presented. Beyond the immediate accolades and fascination, there was a chance to forge alliances, to secure Earth's place among the stars not just as equals but as valued members of the interstellar community. It was during a high-level meeting with the Galactic Council's core committee that humanity's potential role began to crystallize. The committee, comprised of representatives from the most influential civilizations in the galaxy, expressed a collective interest in harnessing humanity's unique traits for the greater good of the Council. "The incident with the Zarnok beast," began Ambassador Thuren of the Lurayan Dominion, "has demonstrated a profound capability for empathy and understanding, traits that are sorely needed in our current diplomatic endeavors, particularly in the ongoing disputes in the Orion sector." Dr. Marquez, now appointed as Earth's chief diplomat to the Galactic Council, responded with the humility and clarity that had become the hallmark of human diplomacy. "We believe that the principles of empathy and mutual respect are foundational not only to our survival, but to our thriving as a civilization. We are eager to share our perspectives and learn from the vast experiences of the Council's members in hope of contributing to a lasting peace and cooperation." The discussions that followed laid the groundwork for what would soon be known as the Terra Initiative, a series of diplomatic missions led by human envoys to conflict zones and areas of tension within the galaxy. The initiative's goal was not merely to mediate disputes, but to foster a deeper understanding and empathy among differing factions, leveraging humanity's unique capabilities for the benefit of all. As Earth's representatives prepared for these missions, they were acutely aware of the challenges that lay ahead. The galaxy was a place of incredible diversity, but also of age-old divisions and deep-seated prejudices. Yet the response to their arrival, the fascination with their actions, and the hope they had inspired offered a glimpse of what was possible. Humanity had stepped onto the galactic stage at a moment of great need, bringing with them the promise of a new way of navigating the complex web of interstellar relations. The path forward would be fraught with difficulties, but for the first time in its history, humanity was not walking it alone. The eyes of the galaxy were upon them, watching, waiting, and hoping that these newcomers might indeed be the key to a brighter, more united future. As the Terra Initiative began to take shape, promising a new dawn of diplomacy and mutual understanding within the Galactic Council, a shadow loomed on the horizon. The Krythar Empire, an expansive and militaristic civilization known for its aggressive expansion and domination of weaker star systems, viewed the burgeoning alliance around humanity with growing concern. The Krythar, who had long prided themselves on their unmatched military might and strategic prowess, found the concept of diplomacy through empathy both alien and threatening. They saw the Galactic Council's increasing interest in humanity and its ideals as a direct challenge to the established order, one in which power and fear were the primary currencies of influence. In a bold move that shocked the galactic community, the Krythar launched a series of surprise attacks on key allied planets near the border of their territory. These were not mere skirmishes or shows of force. They were devastating strikes aimed at crippling the infrastructure and morale of the emerging coalition. The message was clear. The Krythar Empire would not tolerate any shift in the galactic balance of power that threatened their dominance. News of the attacks reached the Galactic Council amidst a wave of disbelief and outrage. Planets that had known peace under the Council's protection were now scarred by war, their populations reeling from the sudden violence. The strategic choice of targets revealed the Krythar's intentions to not only intimidate, but to divide the Council, isolating Earth and its closest allies. Amidst this chaos, humanity's response became a focal point for the Council. Expectations were mixed. Some members doubted the relatively young civilization could stand against the might of the Krythar, while others hoped that the same ingenuity and bravery that had brought humans to the Council's attention could offer a path to victory. In a historic session of the Council, convened in the aftermath of the attacks, Earth's representatives stepped forward with a proposal. Dr. Marquez, speaking on behalf of humanity, condemned the unprovoked aggression and called for unity in the face of tyranny. The Krythar seek to divide us, to dismantle the very ideals that bring us together in this council, she stated. We must not let fear dictate our future. Together, we can turn the tide against this menace. The speech galvanized the assembly. Civilizations that had once hesitated to fully commit to the alliance now pledged their support. The crisis had crystallized the need for a united front, not only to defend against the Krythar, but to preserve the vision of a galaxy governed by cooperation and peace. In the weeks that followed, the Galactic Council embarked on a massive mobilization effort, the likes of which had not been seen since the founding of the Council. Fleets from across the galaxy converged, forming a formidable armada that represented the collective might and resolve of its members. Humanity, though less advanced in terms of military technology, contributed its best minds to the strategy sessions, blending traditional warfare tactics with unconventional ideas that caught the attention of the seasoned commanders. Simultaneously, on the diplomatic front, efforts were intensified to bring more civilizations into the fold, including those on the fringes of the Council's influence. The message was clear. The conflict with the Krythar was not merely a territorial dispute, but a fight for the very soul of the galaxy. As the combined forces of the Galactic Council prepared for the inevitable confrontation with the Krythar Empire, a sense of unity pervaded among the diverse species. They were no longer a collection of individual civilizations, but a single united entity standing against the darkness. The battle lines were drawn, and the stage was set for a conflict that would determine the future of the galaxy. In the heart of this storm stood humanity, a once isolated species from a small blue planet, now at the forefront of a fight for universal peace and justice. The newfound unity within the Galactic Council, sparked by humanity's call to arms against the Krythar Empire's aggression, ignited a fervor across the galaxy. Civilizations, both advanced and emerging, pooled their resources, knowledge, and technology, creating a formidable force against the impending threat. This collaborative effort marked a pivotal shift in the galaxy's history, one where the collective will of diverse peoples aimed to counterbalance the tyranny of the Krythar. Humanity, despite its relatively nascent status in the cosmic arena, played a central role in this unprecedented mobilization. Earth's strategic location on the galactic map, along with its inhabitants' unyielding spirit and innovative tactics, made it a key player in the Alliance's defense strategy. The Galactic Defense Summit, held on a neutral space station orbiting the serene planet of Viridia, became the staging ground for what would be the largest coordinated military effort in recent memory. Military leaders from various species, including humans, gathered to forge a unified strategy. The summit was not just a meeting of military minds, but a melding of cultures and philosophies, each bringing something unique to the table. Admiral Sato of the Earth Space Command took a prominent position among the assembled leaders. Known for his tactical genius and unorthodox methods, Sato proposed a plan that integrated human guerrilla warfare tactics with the advanced technology and capabilities of their allies. This strategy aimed to exploit the Krythar's overconfidence and reliance on brute force, using hit-and-run attacks to disrupt their supply lines and isolate their fleets. The plan received a mix of skepticism and admiration. Some veteran commanders accustomed to conventional warfare questioned the viability of such tactics on a galactic scale. However, the success of human-led operations in recent skirmishes, along with simulations run by the Alliance's top strategists, gradually swayed the doubters. The summit concluded with a declaration of unity and resolve. The Allied forces, now dubbed the Galactic Unity Fleet, comprised thousands of ships from hundreds of civilizations, each painted with the symbols of the Galactic Council and Earth, representing the new face of interstellar cooperation. Preparations for the first major offensive, named Operation Starfall, began immediately. The target was a strategic Krythar supply depot located in the once-neutral Zephyr system. Capturing the depot would not only cripple the Krythar's logistical capabilities, but also send a clear message. The galaxy stood united against oppression. As the fleet assembled at the edge of the Zephyr system, anticipation and tension filled the void of space. Admiral Sato, aboard the flagship Unity *, addressed the diverse crew, a microcosm of the Alliance itself. His speech, broadcasted across the fleet and beyond, captured the essence of their cause. Today we stand together, not as separate races or planets, but as a single force for freedom and justice. Our diversity is our strength, our unity our weapon. The Krythar may have ignited this conflict, but it is we who will end it. For peace, for the future, for the galaxy. The final preparations were made and the fleet moved into position. Operation Starfall was about to begin, marking the first true test of the Galactic Unity Fleet. The outcome of this operation would not only determine the strategic balance of the war, but also the very possibility of a peaceful future for the galaxy. Humanity, once isolated and insignificant in the cosmic vastness, was now at the heart of this monumental endeavor, ready to prove that courage, innovation, and unity could overcome even the darkest of threats. Operation Starfall, the first major offensive led by the Galactic Unity Fleet against the Krythar Empire, was more than a military maneuver. It was a statement of unity and defiance. Tarnax 4, chosen for its strategic significance, braced for an encounter that would mark a turning point in the conflict. The battle commenced at the break of the planet's long night, as vessels from a myriad of worlds converged on the Krythar defenses with a precision born of unified purpose. Under Admiral Sato's command, the fleet's initial strategy was to disperse, engaging the Krythar forces in multiple, fast-paced skirmishes. This tactic aimed to exploit the agility and technological prowess of the Allied ships, contrasting sharply with the Krythar's reliance on sheer firepower and brute strength. Simultaneously, a specialized task force made landfall, tasked with the critical mission of disabling the Krythar supply depot's shield generators. Comprising engineers and soldiers from various civilizations, this team represented the embodiment of the Coalition's cooperative spirit. Leading them was Captain Alexis Nguyen, a human with a reputation for tactical ingenuity and a calm demeanor under pressure. As the space around Tarnax 4 erupted into chaos, the ground team navigated the perilous landscape, using the planet's dense jungles and rugged terrain to their advantage. The Krythar, caught off guard by the multi-pronged assault and the sudden infiltration attempt, scrambled to mount a cohesive defense. The battle's tide began to turn when the ground team, after a series of intense encounters with Krythar patrols, successfully disabled the first of the shield generators. This achievement, though costly, provided a crucial opening for the fleet. In orbit, Admiral Sato seized the moment, ordering a concentrated barrage on the now vulnerable depot. The space engagement reached its zenith as the Unity Fleet, emboldened by the ground team's success, pressed its advantage. The Krythar, struggling to adapt to the unconventional and highly coordinated tactics of the Coalition, found themselves outmaneuvered and increasingly isolated. On Tarnax 4's surface, Captain Nguyen and her team, despite heavy losses, pushed forward to the depot's core. Their courage and resolve, in the face of overwhelming odds, epitomized the heart of the Alliance's cause. The final moments of the infiltration were tense, with the team racing against time to plant explosives that would ensure the depot's destruction. As the explosives detonated, a cascade of explosions tore through the depot, signaling a decisive victory for the Unity Fleet. The Krythar forces, now deprived of crucial supplies and suffering significant casualties, were forced into a disorganized retreat. Above, as the Allied ships regrouped, there was a moment of solemn reflection on the cost of the battle, tempered by the knowledge that their combined strength had achieved something momentous. The victory at Tarnax IV, while a significant milestone, was just the beginning of a long campaign. However, it underscored the effectiveness of the Unity fleet and the potential for the diverse civilizations of the galaxy to work together against a common enemy. The Krythar Empire, once deemed invincible, had been shown to be vulnerable, and the Galactic Council's resolve, bolstered by humanity's leadership and the bravery of countless individuals, had never been stronger. In the aftermath of the battle, as reports of the victory spread, there was a renewed sense of hope. The message was clear. Unity in diversity was not just an ideal, but a formidable strategy. For the first time since the war began, there was a genuine belief that peace might be within reach, and that the galaxy, led by the principles of cooperation and empathy championed by humanity, could emerge from the shadows of conflict stronger and more united than ever. Following the decisive victory at Tarnax IV, the Galactic Unity Fleet, emboldened by their success, continued to press their advantage against the Krythar Empire. What had begun as a series of desperate defensive maneuvers evolved into a calculated campaign of liberation, targeting key systems under Krythar control. The coalition's strategy, underpinned by the innovative tactics introduced by humanity, began to reshape the theater of war. In the wake of Operation Starfall, the Krythar Empire found itself on the defensive for the first time in centuries. The Unity Fleet's use of guerrilla tactics, cyber warfare, and psychological operations, combined with the traditional military strengths of its member civilizations, created a multifaceted threat that the Krythar struggled to counter. The morale within the Empire's ranks began to waver as the once clear lines of their expansionist agenda blurred under the pressure of sustained losses. Humanity's role in these efforts was not limited to the battlefield. The Earth's diplomats, leveraging the goodwill earned through their contributions to the war effort, worked tirelessly to expand the alliance, bringing in civilizations that had previously remained neutral or isolated. These diplomatic victories not only bolstered the coalition's numbers, but also its morale, as the growing alliance became a beacon of hope for those suffering under Krythar rule. The campaign's next major victory came with the liberation of the Serene system, a critical junction for supply and communication lines between various Krythar-occupied territories. The operation, codenamed Dawn's Light, showcased the Unity Fleet's growing proficiency in combined arms warfare. Ground forces, supported by precision strikes from the fleet, overwhelmed the Krythar garrison, freeing the system's inhabitants and securing a wealth of resources and intelligence for the Allied forces. This victory was followed by a series of successful engagements, each pushing the Krythar further back into their territory. The momentum of the war had shifted irrevocably. Across the galaxy, news of the Unity Fleet's victories sparked uprisings on occupied worlds, further destabilizing Krythar control. Amidst this turning tide, the Galactic Council convened to assess the evolving situation. The mood was cautiously optimistic, a stark contrast to the grim atmosphere that had prevailed before the Battle of Tarnax IV. Discussions focused on the post-war reconstruction and the integration of newly liberated systems into the galactic community, a task of monumental importance and complexity. However, the war was far from over. The Krythar Empire, though reeling, was not defeated. Its leaders, recognizing the existential threat posed by the Unity Fleet, began to consolidate their forces, preparing for a counteroffensive that would test the resolve of the Allied forces as never before. The Council, aware of the challenges ahead, reaffirmed its commitment to the coalition, emphasizing the need for unity and perseverance. As the Unity Fleet prepared for the next phase of the conflict, the experiences of the past battles served as a reminder of the costs of war. Each victory had come at a price, with countless lives lost in the pursuit of freedom. Yet the shared sacrifices had forged an unbreakable bond between the member civilizations of the Alliance, with humanity at its heart. Together, they faced the uncertain future, determined to see their vision of a peaceful and united galaxy realized. As the tide of war shifted in favor of the Galactic Unity Fleet, intelligence gathered from liberated systems pointed to a disturbing development within the heart of the Krythar Empire. The Empire was reportedly on the brink of deploying a weapon of unimaginable power, one capable of tilting the balance of the conflict back into their favor. The weapon, shrouded in secrecy, was believed to be housed deep within the Krythar's most fortified stronghold, the planet Caraxus. Understanding the grave threat this weapon posed not just to the Alliance but to the galaxy at large, the Galactic Council approved a daring plan, a covert operation to infiltrate Caraxus, gather intelligence on the weapon, and, if possible, neutralize it. This mission, codenamed Shadow's End, would be led by a hand-picked team of specialists from across the Coalition, including humans, renowned for their ingenuity and resilience. Captain Alexis Nguyen, hailed as a hero for her pivotal role in the Battle of Tarnax 4, was chosen to lead the mission. Accompanying her were experts in espionage, combat, and technology, each selected for their unique skills and their ability to operate under the most extreme conditions. The team underwent intensive training, preparing for every conceivable scenario they might encounter on Caraxus. The mission commenced under the cover of darkness, with the team being covertly inserted onto Caraxus's surface. Their insertion point was miles away from the target, necessitating a perilous trek across the planet's harsh terrain, dominated by jagged mountains and treacherous ravines. Caraxus was a fortress world, bristling with defense systems and patrolled by elite Krythar forces, making the team's progress painstakingly slow and fraught with danger. Utilizing a combination of stealth technology and cunning, the team managed to evade detection, making their way deep into enemy territory. Their journey was not without losses. Several brave members of the team sacrificed their lives to ensure the mission's continuation, a stark reminder of the high stakes involved. The heart of the stronghold was a sprawling complex, buried deep within a mountain range and shielded by layers of energy barriers and defense mechanisms. Infiltrating this fortress required the team to employ every ounce of their skill and creativity, leveraging hacked Krythar drones for reconnaissance and using improvised explosives to create diversions. Inside the complex, the team discovered the weapon, a massive, partially constructed device capable of generating a gravitational singularity that could annihilate entire planets. The realization of the weapon's destructive potential only hardened their resolve to ensure it would never be used. In a race against time, the team worked to sabotage the weapon's core systems. Captain Nguyen, alongside her remaining team members, fought off waves of Krythar defenders as their technicians worked feverishly to overload the weapon's power source. The mission reached its climax as the overloaded power source began to destabilize, threatening to collapse the complex. With the weapon's destruction imminent, the team made a desperate escape, navigating collapsing tunnels and evading the frenzied attempts of the Krythar to stop them. Emerging from the stronghold as it imploded behind them, the team was extracted by a waiting coalition ship, narrowly escaping the planet's surface as the weapon's destruction sent shockwaves across Caraxus. The successful neutralization of the weapon marked a pivotal moment in the war. News of the operation's success spread rapidly, bolstering the morale of the Galactic Unity Fleet and demoralizing the Krythar forces. The bravery and sacrifice of the team became a symbol of the Alliance's determination and the lengths to which they were willing to go to preserve the peace and security of the galaxy. As the fleet prepared for the final confrontation with the Krythar Empire, the unity and resolve forged through battles and sacrifices shone brighter than ever. The mission on Caraxus was a testament to the courage, ingenuity, and unwavering spirit of the Coalition, setting the stage for the ultimate showdown that would determine the fate of the galaxy. The success of Operation Shadow's End and the destruction of the Krythar superweapon marked a turning point in the galactic conflict. Yet the war was far from over. The Krithar Empire, reeling from the setback, retreated deeper into their territory, fortifying their positions around the dark heart of their dominion, the fortress world of Xerion. This planet, shrouded in mystery and feared across the galaxy, served as the Empire's final bastion and the seat of its tyrannical ruler, Emperor Vraxus. Recognizing the critical juncture at which they stood, the Galactic Unity Fleet marshaled its forces for a decisive assault on Xerion. This battle would not just be a test of military might, it would be a struggle for the soul of the galaxy, a confrontation between the ideals of unity and the specter of tyranny. Admiral Sato, alongside his counterparts from various civilizations, devised a multi-phased plan to breach Xerion's formidable defenses. The operation, dubbed Light's Dawn, aimed to neutralize the planet's planetary shield generators, allowing the Unity fleet to deliver a crippling blow to the Krithar's war machine. The initial phase of the assault saw a series of fierce engagements in the space surrounding Xerion. The Krithar, aware that their survival hinged on the outcome of this battle, fought with a desperation and ferocity that tested the resolve of the Unity fleet. Meanwhile, specialized strike teams composed of elite soldiers from across the Alliance launched covert operations on the planet's surface, targeting the shield generators. Captain Alexis Nguyen, now a seasoned veteran of the war, led one such team. Their objective was a shield generator located deep within the Crimson Canyons, a region known for its deadly environmental hazards and heavy Krithar fortifications. The team's approach was a masterclass in tactical ingenuity, utilizing the canyon's treacherous terrain to their advantage, ambushing Krithar patrols and avoiding detection. As the ground teams fought to accomplish their missions, the space battle reached its zenith. The Unity fleet, employing a combination of brute force and cunning, managed to break through the Krithar's outer defenses, engaging their warships in a direct confrontation that would decide the fate of the conflict. Back on Xerion, Captain Nguyen's team succeeded in disabling their target generator, a feat mirrored by the other teams across the planet. With the shield generators neutralized, the path was clear for the final phase of Light's Dawn. The fleet, now able to penetrate Xerion's atmosphere, launched a full-scale invasion of the planet. Ground forces, supported by aerial and orbital bombardment, advanced on the Krithar's remaining strongholds. The battle for Xerion was brutal, a testament to the sacrifices and struggles that had defined the war. In the heart of the fortress world, the final confrontation unfolded. The coalition forces, led by heroes like Captain Nguyen, and guided by the strategic brilliance of Admiral Sato, breached the Imperial Palace. There, they confronted Emperor Vraxus, the architect of the galaxy's suffering. The Emperor, defiant to the end, was captured in a dramatic showdown that symbolized the collapse of the Krithar regime. With Vraxus's capture, the Krithar forces, now leaderless and demoralized, surrendered en masse. The battle for Xerion, and with it the war, ended not with a declaration, but with a profound silence that spread across the galaxy. It was a silence filled with relief, mourning, and the weight of countless sacrifices, but it also carried with it the promise of a new beginning. In the aftermath of the conflict, as the Galactic Unity Fleet began the long process of demobilization and the liberated worlds embarked on the difficult path to reconstruction, the galaxy found itself at a crossroads. The unity forged in the crucible of war had the potential to blossom into a lasting peace, one built on the principles of cooperation, understanding, and respect that had triumphed over the darkness of tyranny. The war against the Krithar Empire would be remembered not just for the battles fought or the territories won, but for the spirit of unity it ignited across the cosmos. As the Galactic Council reconvened to chart the course of the post-war galaxy, the legacy of humanity's courage, innovation, and unwavering commitment to peace stood as a beacon for all civilizations, guiding them towards a brighter, shared future. In the wake of Emperor Vraxus's capture and the liberation of Xerion, the galaxy found itself at a pivotal moment of transformation. The defeat of the Krithar Empire, a power that had cast a long shadow over countless worlds, was not just a military victory, but a symbol of a new era of galactic unity and cooperation. However, the remnants of the Krythar forces, scattered across various sectors, refused to accept defeat, holding on to pockets of resistance and threatening to plunge newly freed systems back into chaos. Understanding the fragile state of peace, the Galactic Unity Fleet, under the leadership of Admiral Sato and his diverse council of commanders, initiated Operation New Dawn. This operation aimed to secure the galaxy's most vulnerable regions, rooting out Krythar loyalists and ensuring that the seeds of tyranny could not find fertile ground to sprout anew. Simultaneously, the Galactic Council, emboldened by the recent victories, began the monumental task of reconstruction. Planets ravaged by years of occupation and warfare needed not only physical rebuilding, but also healing from the deep psychological scars left by the Krythar regime. Humanity, with its unique perspective on resilience and recovery, took a leading role in these efforts, sharing its own experiences of overcoming adversity. The focus on reconstruction and reconciliation did not go unchallenged. Skeptics within the Council questioned the feasibility of integrating former Krythar systems into the galactic community, citing deep-seated animosities and the risk of insurrection. These debates were heated, reflecting the broader struggle to define the galaxy's future path, one of enduring peace or lingering divisions. Amidst these tensions, a new threat emerged. A rogue faction of Krythar loyalists, led by a charismatic but ruthless commander, seized control of a strategic system. From this stronghold, they launched a series of devastating raids on neighboring worlds, aiming to reignite the conflict and restore the Empire to its former glory. The Unity Fleet responded with decisive action, combining military might with the strategic acumen honed through years of conflict. They embarked on a campaign to dismantle the Loyalist faction. This campaign saw the fleet leveraging the full spectrum of its capabilities, from the brute force of direct engagement to the subtlety of cyber warfare and psychological operations. Captain Alexis Nguyen, now an emblem of the unity and courage that had defined the coalition's efforts, led a critical mission to infiltrate the Loyalist stronghold. Her team's success in sabotaging the faction's command network was a turning point, leading to the eventual collapse of the Loyalist resistance. As the last of the rogue faction's forces were subdued, the galaxy breathed a collective sigh of relief. The victory was not just a triumph over a military threat, but a reaffirmation of the collective will to forge a different path, one where dialogue and diplomacy prevailed over division and conflict. The end of Operation New Dawn marked the beginning of a new chapter in galactic history. The Unity Fleet, once an alliance forged in the crucible of war, evolved into a peacekeeping and humanitarian force, tasked with safeguarding the hard-won peace and assisting in the reconstruction efforts. The Galactic Council, recognizing the need for a permanent framework to address future challenges, established the Galactic Peace Initiative. This initiative, spearheaded by human diplomats alongside their alien counterparts, aimed to create a lasting legacy of cooperation, ensuring that the lessons learned from the war against the Krythar Empire would not be forgotten. As the galaxy moved forward, the unity and resolve demonstrated in the face of adversity remained its guiding light. The scars of the past would not easily fade, but the commitment to building a better future offered hope. Humanity, once newcomers to the galactic stage, had played a pivotal role in shaping this new era, embodying the ideals of resilience, empathy, and unity that would define the path ahead. The war had ended, but the journey towards a truly united galaxy was just beginning. The challenges ahead were many, but the foundation laid by the sacrifices and victories of the past provided a solid ground upon which to build. In this moment of transition, the galaxy looked to the future with cautious optimism, ready to embrace the possibilities of peace and the promise of a shared destiny among the stars. The conclusion of the war against the Krythar Empire heralded a period of significant transformation and reflection across the galaxy. With the unity forged in the heat of conflict, the diverse civilizations of the Galactic Council, including humanity, embarked on the monumental task of reconstruction and reconciliation. It was a time for healing the scars of war and building bridges that would connect the galaxy in ways previously unimagined. In recognition of humanity's pivotal role in the victory and its aftermath, the Galactic Council chose Earth as the site for a landmark summit. This summit was not just a diplomatic formality, but a symbol of the new era dawning upon the galaxy. It brought together leaders, diplomats, and visionaries from every corner of the cosmos to lay the groundwork for a future defined by peace and mutual prosperity. The proceedings were marked by the ratification of the Galactic Concord, a series of agreements and treaties that aimed to ensure the mistakes of the past were not repeated. Central to the Concord was the establishment of the Intergalactic Peacekeeping Assembly, IPA, an organization tasked with maintaining peace and facilitating dialogue among civilizations. The IPA represented a collective commitment to a future where disputes were resolved through words rather than warfare. Humanity's contributions to the Concord and the formation of the IPA were significant. Earth's diplomats and thinkers were instrumental in shaping the principles that would guide the IPA, drawing on human history's lessons about the costs of conflict and the value of diversity and cooperation. The human perspective, shaped by a planet once divided by myriad conflicts, now served as a beacon for galactic unity. The summit also addressed the need for a comprehensive plan to aid worlds devastated by the war. The Rebirth Initiative was launched, a collaborative effort combining the technological prowess and resources of the galaxy's most advanced civilizations with the resilience and determination of those most affected by the conflict. Humanity played a key role in this initiative, offering insights into ecological restoration, urban rebuilding, and societal healing. As the summit concluded, the leaders of the galaxy stood together, looking out over Earth's horizon. The moment was symbolic, marking the beginning of a journey toward a shared future. The challenges ahead were daunting, with the shadows of the past lingering, and the road to true unity fraught with potential pitfalls. Yet the spirit of cooperation that had triumphed over the Krithar Empire's tyranny illuminated the path forward. The establishment of the IPA and the launch of the Rebirth Initiative were just the first steps in a long process. But they were steps taken together, as a united galaxy. The scars of war would not fade overnight, nor would the divisions of old vanish entirely. However, the galaxy now moved forward with a sense of shared purpose and a commitment to peace, guided by the principles enshrined in the Galactic Concord. Humanity, once on the periphery of galactic affairs, had emerged as a central figure in shaping this new era. The courage, ingenuity, and spirit of cooperation displayed by humans throughout the conflict and its aftermath had earned them the respect and admiration of the galaxy. As Earth basked in the glow of a new dawn, the future seemed bright, filled with the promise of discovery, understanding, and unity. The legacy of the war against the Krithar Empire would be remembered not for the battles fought, but for the peace that followed, a peace that held the potential to transform the galaxy forever.